Segment brought to you by Sure Crop, liquid crop nutrition delivered right to your farm.
For any kind of stocker operation, you need to probably deworm them. Most of the parasites that we see are usually outside of the animal, in the pasture. So when you look at a pasture, in trying to develop a strategic program, you want to try to minimize pasture contamination. And one way to do that is to try to keep animals off that pasture, at least for 90 days. And if you have any animals on those days, prior to either putting your stockers on or putting a new set of animals on there, then they are essentially contaminating that pasture. So what you want to do is, if you to get that 90-day safe period for your pastures, you want to either try to do something that minimizes the parasite burden, like burning, or making sure you deworm any animals before you put them into that pasture. So basically, when you have a parasite burden, they're impacting that animal's immune response. So they're diverting energy to fight off that parasite versus diverting that same energy to put on that pounds of gain. And so essentially what you have is when you have a parasite burden, they are increasing your cost by eating more pounds of forage to put on that same pound of gain, because it reduces the feed efficiency, and then it also alters their immune response.
So what are some of the main players here with external flies that producers should be watching?
Our biggest impact are horn flies. When you look at them, because they're how long the season is for horn flies. And then there's the small flies on the backs of the animal. They can reach up to 1,000 per animal if they go untreated. Essentially what they're doing is they're piercing that animal's skin up to 24 different times a day. So that's a stress to the animal. And then the other thing with horn flies is you've got to rotate the chemical classes again, because we have high levels of resistance in horn fly populations. Any name-bearing product, it tends to work a little bit better. Now, it's not going to say your generic products won't work, but what the data shows is the name-bearing products perform a little bit better, both for internal parasites and to a certain extent external parasites. But with external parasites, generics, it's the thing you have to be careful of is some of these are alcohol-based and some of these are water-based. So you just need to be careful when you're applying them if you watch out for the weather. And so if it's going to rain the same day, or if it's raining while you're applying the product, it's going to have an impact to the performance of that product.
I was in an accident where I fell off a roof. I don't know why I started to research stem cells, but I did. And I visited with the doctors. They were excellent. I had my neck done, my shoulders done, section of my back, my hips, my sacrum, my sciatica, and my tailbone. Now I am having better range of motion in my arms and my neck and my back. It was a long road to get there, but I'm so glad that I found them.